and today I'm going to be doing a new type of video. So I'm going to be doing a Through the Ages video, which basically means I'm going to take a look at all the different minifigures Lego has made of like a certain minifigure for like a Stormtrooper, for example, or Luke Skywalker. Then I'll look at all of them and we'll just go from the oldest one they made to the newest one they made. And also another thing I made this video series for is for if you're going to make a stop motion or a mock, then I'll tell you which one I think would be the best one to use for that. Also, I'll get into the prices. This is the first video. Let's get into it. You probably already know, but of course I chose to do the one and only Farm Boy Luke as our first minifigure for this Through the Ages video series. You know, he's released in every other set, and unfortunately I do not have one, which is kind of a little weird since I'm a big Lego Star Wars fans and I don't have a Farm Boy Luke, but I hope I can get one soon. But yeah, let's start off with our first minifigure. So the first one, released all the way back in 1999 when Lego Star Wars was originally created, is the original Farm Boy Luke. And probably you can see the pictures on screen, but he is just looking pretty bad. I mean, he's actually not bad for maybe some of the other minifigures they've made, but his hairpiece is just very inaccurate. It's not the shaggy one they use today. They use it on some Lukes today, like the Death Star Final Duel, but yeah, it just doesn't match the Farm Boy Luke better. The torso print is pretty plain and simple. It's not really very like movie accurate. It's more of kind of cartoonish, I think, which could be good or bad. You make the decision. But also the other glaring issue is that they use the yellow skin tone, which is just completely inaccurate to what people look like. The face print is pretty bland, and there are no white pupils like you would see today. But new, you can get this minifigure for $7 and used $4. So it's pretty cheap minifigure, not too expensive. He was also found in the original Millennium Falcon, which was also absolute trash, and a loose land speeder, of course. Then into 2007, they were leaps and bounds ahead of 1999. They finally got the movie accurate and human accurate skin color, which just looks great. The hairpiece is actually pretty inaccurate, but it's better than the other one they used. It's definitely a little more shaggy, but it's actually a girl hairpiece, so I don't really know what they were thinking there. They probably should have just made the other one. But the face print is a little bit different, but not that much different. The printing is a little more movie accurate, but definitely not the best that they could do. You will be able to get this minifigure new for $11, used for $7, so definitely more expensive than the 1999 one, and it was also found in the Millennium Falcon and actually the giant UCS Death Star, their first version of the Death Star. They did not make many changes in 2010, but they did give him the white pupils, which just makes him look a lot less creepy. They didn't really change the torso print too much, so basically all the same hair, still the same hair piece. But this minifigure is going to be new $8 and used $3.50. So not quite sure why it went down in price. It might have been because it was found in more sets, but this was also found in the Luke's Land Speeder. Yeah, it was probably just because it was a little less exclusive than the other one. Finally, in 2011, they developed their new Luke Skywalker hairpiece, which just looks great. It's the one they use today. He definitely has a pretty angry face print there, but at least it has the white pupils. The torso print is still basically the same, but it's definitely getting a little more accurate slowly but surely. This minifigure also came with like a gray helmet sort of thing. So that was kind of cool, but the only reason that was included because it was found in another Millennium Falcon set, and it was just because in episode 4, he was training with Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this minifigure is going to be $10 new, used $6.50, so it's not most expensive, but it is definitely a little more expensive than the other ones. They only waited 1 year to change it again, which was in 2012, and the only thing they've done here is change the face print to be more smiling, which I think is a little better than the angry one. Also, this one didn't have the gray helmet thing, and basically that's it. But actually, this minifigure is going to be $17.50 new, and I'll tell you the reason for that in a second, but used it's going to be $8. And the reason that it's so expensive, the most expensive one here, is because it was found in a promotional Luke's Land Speeder. So I don't really know where you could have get this. It might have been a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I don't really know, but it was, of course, released in a Land Speeder, so it's definitely not like a very expensive minifigure, like $100, but it is definitely a more rare one. The sixth minifigure in 2014 took a giant step back, and I'll tell you why. Because those lines on the minifigure just look like absolute trash. I mean, this was mostly an experiment to see how people like these lines and maybe to make them look more screen accurate, but I just think it makes them look like a little too old and just not very good. I really do like the printing, but that head is just throwing me off. He also has the same hair piece, but new you're going to get this minifigure for $6 and used for $50. He was found in the UCS Sandcrawler and also a Mos Eisley Cantina set, so yeah, definitely would recommend this one. And actually, 2014 was filled with all different weird Luke Skywalkers because they actually released a vintage Luke Skywalker in a Lego Star Wars book, which was pretty cool. He's basically the same as the first one I showed you. There might be some small differences, but I think he's basically the same. He is going to be the same price as the first one I showed you at new $7 and used $4. So yeah, he was released in a Lego Star Wars book. Let's look at the next minifigure. Finally, in 2016, we got the Farm Boy Luke that is seen in pretty much every set today. And this one is probably the best rendition of him. He does have two face prints, so he has an unhappy one and a happy one. The torso print, hip printing, leg printing all looks good. Really like how they continued that kind of like thing that comes over here down onto his legs and his hip, which just looks really good. He has the correct color for his skin. He also has a very nice hairpiece, the one that they created in like 2011 or something, and yeah. And this minifigure is actually pretty cheap at $4. New, used $3.50, so you might as well just get a new one because it's not that much cheaper, or used isn't that much cheaper. He was used in a bunch of sets, including the Master Builder series, Mos Eisley Cantina, a bunch of Luke's Land Speeders, a lot of other Tatooine sets. The final two minifigures actually aren't different by their torso print or face print or anything like that. It's actually just because what set they were released in. So the 2019 one here is the only reason he's different is because he has the hook, which was from like on the Death Star when he swung with Princess Leia across the trench sort of thing. So really the only thing you're paying for here is that hook, and all the pieces that go into making that hook. So this is going to set you back new $5, used for $50, and the name of that set he was included in was the only set was the Death Star Escape as the official name, and yeah, you're really only paying for those extra pieces, so if you really want those pieces, go and get this minifigure. The final number 10 minifigure released in 2020 is the only thing that's different about him is his poncho. It's basically a brown poncho. I didn't even see it in the movie, or at least I don't remember seeing it in the movie. But yeah, it was released in a Luke's Land Speeder, which is, well, there's just been a bunch of Luke's Land Speeders. Yeah. And wow, I don't know why this minifigure is so expensive, but he's going to be new $9 and used $8.50, so really, the only thing you're paying for is the poncho. And I guess the poncho is exclusive, so it's pretty cool. You might be able to use the poncho for custom minifigures. So yeah, that poncho is actually pretty cool. But also, you could just pay $30 and get a Luke's Land Speeder because I believe the set is still on shelves today, at least in 2021. So those are all my Farm Boy Lukes, and the only reason I didn't do all the Luke Skywalkers is because there's a lot of them, and that would take like 5 hours to do, so I just wanted to break it down into smaller sections so I could do like Return of the Jedi Luke and Farm Boy Luke, and yeah, I probably won't do another Luke for a little bit. I might do a Stormtrooper next, or something like that. So yeah, press the like button if you want to see more of this video and help this video series out. Also subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya!